Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome in. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, wherever you are. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. And welcome in. Welcome to the live. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Monday, wherever you are. Welcome in. And happy Monday. Come on in. Today we're going to be exploring how to remove narcissists from your life, how to really win back your energy and cut off the supply of narcissistic relationships in your life. This is what we're going to be talking about. Whether it happens before or after you escape abuse, we're going to talk about effective strategies behind cutting off narcissistic energy from your life, removing narcissistic energy from your life once and for all. So if you want to learn about how to remove narcissistic energy from your life, this is what this live is about today. So welcome in. Happy Monday. It's a beautiful day here in Seattle. Hopefully it's a beautiful day wherever you are. And again, today we're going to be talking about how to finally remove narcissistic energy from your life. How do empaths get rid of narcissistic energy so those energies don't keep reappearing in your life? That's what we're going to be exploring today. So welcome in. Happy Monday wherever you are. And for those who are joining, peace and love. Ramses, I love the name Ramses. You must know one or two things. Ramses, peace and love. So welcome in, welcome in. Today we're exploring how you finally remove narcissistic energy from your life, whether you are in the process of escaping, have escaped, or you're thinking about escaping narcissistic abuse. So come on in. My name is Dr. Nana Gyesie. I'm the shamanic leadership guide or transformational coach here at Inner Mileage. And what we do here is help folks understand the trauma roots of the limited self-beliefs and overcome it. I'm so glad Ramses. Hi, Ellie. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Thank you for being too. Thank you for being. I'm so glad, Ramses, we are in this together. We are in this together. So again, the subject today is about how to finally remove narcissistic energy from your life once and for all. If you've ever had narcissistic energies in your life because you're an empath, we're talking about how to remove narcissistic energies. I'm so glad, Ramses, how you remove narcissistic energies from your life once and for all. So come on in, get comfortable. Hopefully you had a good weekend and you're looking forward to a wonderful week ahead. And again, today we're going to be talking about how to once and for all remove narcissistic energies from your life. How to remove narcissistic energies from your life once and for all. Hey, Dawn Marie, how you doing? Wonderful you could join. So glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Lillian Time. I know. You found him on a dating app. That is so sad, Lily. We're going to talk about it today, and hopefully we can get into details. And Dawn Marie, hopefully we can get us even a step closer than we have in previous times. And if you want to talk at some point after I go through my overview, I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have about the subject, because I know this is what's happened. So this is what we're going to be talking about: how to once and for all remove narcissistic energies from your life. Right? We're going to look at it all. What this narcissistic energy is and how you remove it from your life once and for all, right? Because if you're an empath and you were raised by a narcissist, ultimately you're going to keep attracting narcissists in your life. And so the conversation today is, well, okay, I've attracted these narcissists in my life for so long, how do I get rid of them once and for all? You know, and you'd be surprised at some of the findings, but we'll go into it in great detail so you can understand how to get rid of these narcissists once and for all from your life, right? And to set the scene, we are here, very happy to be here with you. And we are starting off with the sounds of Gyesie Royal, Light of Mine. Gyesie Royal, Light of Mine. Because that's what you are, a light being. And this narcissist can't play with you. So today we're going to explore how you get them out of your life once and for all. Woo! The little light of mine. I know, Lumumba, and we're gonna get into it. All right, Fist for Finisher. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So let's get started. Let's get started. And we can catch people up as they join, right? So you see, there is a moment in the life of an empath where it might maybe even a holy moment, a moment that separates the illusion from truth, right? And it's not a gentle awakening. For all of you who've been through an awakening as an empath, escaping narcissism, it wasn't awakening. It is seismic, very violent even, right? And it shakes your nervous system. This awakening dismantles your false self and liberates your soul. This is what happens when you woke up, when I woke up, for the most part. And I'm making some broad assumptions about this. And if this doesn't resonate, you please let me know. And when you do wake up, you have to make a spiritual decision masked as psychological strategy. You have to make a spiritual decision masked as psychological strategy. And those strategies are, the psychological strategies are what are often called gray rock, yellow rock, or no contact. But even these tools have their limits. Going gray rock has its limit, going yellow rock has its limit, and even going no contact has its limits. Because sometimes the most powerful healing isn't a conversation. Sometimes the most powerful healing is a cutoff. Do you see? So we're going to get right into it. What happens when an empath wakes up? And what does it look like when an empath wakes up? And for those who are joining, we're talking about strategies to permanently cut off narcissistic energy from your life. So what happens when an empath wakes up? You suddenly feel the sense of clarity after living in years of confusion, or better yet, years under this spiritual spell. Then you start to feel like a stranger to the people closest to you. And please call me out if you don't relate to all of this. Exactly, Laverne Faith. You start to feel like a stranger to the people closest to you. And you start to revisit childhood moments and realizing that those childhood moments you experienced were abusive and or manipulative. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Let's go into it, Bryce. Now, you're no longer able to tolerate one-sided conversations, fake apologies, or toxic loyalty. That's what happens when you start to wake up. And what's the scientific evidence for this? Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry, we're going to deal with it. So just tune in. So a research study done by Dr. Judith Olive at UCLA found that empaths have active mirror neurons, making them susceptible to codependency, trauma bonding, and chronic emotional exhaustion, right? And Harvard Medical School also did a study in 2022 that showed that chronic emotional invalidation is now recognized as a form of complex trauma. Chronic invalidation is a form of complex trauma. In the same way that the kids in the Middle East who are going through war, or in Congo or South Sudan or wherever wars are happening, experience trauma. That's the same level of trauma. Trisha, thank you. It's the same level of trauma that Harvard found that empaths have after escaping narcissistic abuse. This is very serious. From a neurological standpoint, awakening is often preceded by the release of long-held cortisol, that poison acid that we create, and adrenal patterns in your brain. And then your default mode network also shifts. But this moment is what in Buddhism is called right view, when you begin to see things as they are, not as you were, right? You begin to see things as you were. So now let's go into these psychological tools. So the clinical world has given us coping tools. When I talk about traditional therapy, but let's not mistake these tools as healing, because whether you practice gray rock or yellow rock or even no contact doesn't mean you've healed. And until you've healed, there's no way to cut off narcissistic energy. It persists, right, Ellie? So, let's talk about gray rock. Gray rock is defined as the art of detachment. You become emotionally uninterested to the narcissist, where you have minimal responses and no emotional fuel. However, the limitations are over time, gray rocking requires emotional suppression. It can also cause dissociation. You don't want that. You feel numb and disconnected from your body. Ashwagandha is incredible, Lumumba. And also, prolonged gray rocking without going to the source of it keeps you energetically tethered to the abuser's field, because you have to think about them. And they are alive with you. Now, that's gray rocking. Now let's go to yellow rocking. Yellow rocking is a kind of more structured version of gray rocking, often used with legal or family ties, like co-parenting. If you have children with a narcissist, and yes, yellow rocking is powerful because it encourages controlled emotional responses, but still demands that you manage their emotional regulation, the emotional regulation of the narcissist. So the limitations with yellow rocking are it still exposes your field to manipulation. You're still subject to manipulation, and it maintains the trauma bond, right? And it actually also delays true healing. Gray rocking delays true healing. So I've gone through yellow rocking and gray rocking and the limitations of both. Now let's go into no contact or the cutoff. So with no contact, we define it as no texting, no calls, no visits, no stalking their social media, no energetic conversations in your mind. And this is usually beneficial if you're dealing with hardcore sociopaths, psychopaths, or consistently emotional people. And from a scientific perspective, trauma bonds thrive on intermittent reinforcement. So cutting off is really powerful. And also the dopamine, which is the feel-good chemical, and cortisol, which is the feel-bad chemical, are loops that are broken with full cutoff. And when you go through a cutoff, you experience full karmic liberation. You do. It also severs the cord that connected you to the narcissist, right? And this is what happens. So why is it important to go through the cutoff, and why cutting narcissists off is non-negotiable for the soul? First of all, you walk into your divine timeline, and then walking into your divine timeline means you cannot bring with you those who were around you, because those narcissists around you were spiritual overseers. You know, they were slave masters over your spirit, keeping you cut off from your true purpose and destiny. Therefore, your destiny and your purpose cannot fully manifest when these narcissists around you. So when you cut these narcissists off, the benefits include breaking of karmic loops and karmic contracts. Does that make sense? Karmic loops and karmic contracts. And also it opens your crown chakra to divine downloads without interference, because you're no longer using the amygdala, the fear center, right? You're free. And your aura becomes shielded from future narcissistic attacks. So physical benefits from cutting off narcissists include reduction in symptoms like headaches, irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue, even autoimmune flare-ups, right? And then you have great hormonal regulation, and your nervous system becomes even more regulated. You're no longer living in fear or flight constantly. Psychologically, you start to reconstruct your identity. You may go through inner child healing, and the cortisol level drops because you're not generating fear all the time. Because anytime you generate fear in your mind, cortisol goes up. Exactly. You have to know where you were leaking energy, living time. Exactly right. Now, emotionally, what happens when you cut off the narcissist is flashbacks. Thank you, God's life. Flashbacks reduce. You have more self-trust, and you no longer feel guilty anymore. And from a divine perspective, you begin to enter alignment to your true purpose, because your true purpose can now manifest because those narcissists are no longer in your life. Now, I realize that cutting off narcissists, whether they're parents or siblings or friends or husbands or wives or partners, is very difficult. But you have to, what is more difficult? The question to ask yourself is, are you ready to live with not activating your purpose and always being in a spiritual slavery and creating disease in your body, and knowing that you're married or in relationship or some type of ship with a person who wants your downfall? Is that what you want? If that's what you want, then you can continue. So it's important to talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness, particularly since I'm talking about cutting people off, right? So forgiveness is for you. The process of forgiveness is not for the people who hurt you. It's actually to release yourself from the energy. And you see, forgiveness is an internal process where you transmute resentment into neutrality, right? Or into compassion. And remember that it doesn't require reconciliation, because reconciliation requires accountability. Exactly, Goddess Light, you forgive yourself and you forgive these people as well. And then it's important to realize that Forgiveness, it gives you full ability to let go finally, because forgiveness is how you transmute the energy. And reconciliation without transformation is re-traumatization, which I know you don't want. Could the habit of giving abusive behavior pass and continued connections and angelic action of forgiveness? Global, I think that forgiveness is strictly about releasing yourself from the hook of that karmic dynamic and freeing from yourself from any negative thoughts towards the people who harmed you. And that's the end of it, right? There's no letting back or giving permission to people to come back into your life to re-traumatize you. In fact, I'm a big fan of the permanent cutoff. That if a person has proven over time, which is why it's important for an empath when you get the insight to observe and gather data, so you're very sure. And once you're sure, there's no going back. Throw the photos away, throw the gifts away, right? All these things, you don't need them, Goddess Life, and you let go. So what happens when you go through this cutoff? You see, trauma is stored in the body, and trauma requires the removal of triggers to heal the brain-body connection, right? So when you go to an adverse childhood experience, high emotional trauma correlates with disease. Let me say that again. High emotional trauma correlates to disease, or better yet, the National Institute of Health says there are emotional roots to nearly every disease, if you can believe that. I'm going to say that again. According to the National Institute of Health in the United States, there are traumatic roots to nearly every disease. Therefore, your diseases are created in the thoughts and the heart. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? All the diseases you can think of. Now, there's also evidence that from brain scans that show that trauma affects different parts of your brain, and these can only be rewired after toxic exposure ends. So as long as you're connected in some way to the narcissist, and I don't care if you have children with them, because when you have children with a narcissist, there's no such thing as co-parenting. There's only separate parenting in most cases. There might be rare cases where co-parenting is possible. But generally, you find that you cannot be in relationship with a narcissist unless you want to re-traumatize yourself or re-invite the narcissist into your life. So having this surgical purge, going through this purge, where every aspect of the narcissist is removed from your well-being, your worldview, is really key. Because so long as you emotionally have connections to this narcissist, you are subject to attract more narcissists into your life. It's just the law of magnetism. There's no way around it, right? So it's important to realize that the cutoff is not rejection. It is the beginning of your resurrection. The cutoff is the final exam of the empath. The cutoff is the final exam of the empath. The cutoff is the final exam of the empath. That's the doctoral degree of your divine selfhood. I love the butterfly there. And when you pass this test, you are no longer surviving. You're now on the path to sovereignty. Thank you, Cassie. You're now on the path to self-sovereignty. And I know how hard it is to cut off people that you love, to cut off fathers, to cut off mothers, to cut off grandparents, to cut off aunties, to cut off uncles, to cut off cousins, to cut off wives, to cut off husbands, to cut off friends, to cut off communities, to leave a job. All these things are so hard, Carly. It's nearly impossible. You see, if one finds himself in a turmoil situation, could stay add love to the situation? Come on, Global. You know the answers to these questions. Why are you playing around today, Global? I know exactly what you're doing, Global. What kind of question is that? You know the answer. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no middle ground with a narcissist. Because think about it this way. The narcissist's primary objective is to kill, steal, and destroy. The narcissist is jealous and envious of you. So much so that they want to embody your energy and become you. And it doesn't matter if it's your mother, your sister, your father, your neighbor, that where possible, especially now, and particularly after the new moon we just experienced on the 29th of March. You see, this new moon, for those who are into astrology and astronomy, this new moon was about letting go of past things that no longer serve. It was a powerful retrograde moment. So this conversation is not accidental. That to inhabit the new earth, because when you wake up from narcissistic abuse is to wake up to your liberation. And your liberation is in the new earth, which is also known as the fifth dimension. You cannot fully inhabit the new earth or the fifth dimension when you're still connected to demonic energy, Jezebelian energy. Ellie, why does it make you want to grieve? Global, I was trained for a lifetime to always love family, and pride was not yourself, because they knew if you made yourself a priority, you will find your true self, which you have now. And if you find your true self, you would no longer be under the spell of narcissistic abuse. So even that was a manipulation, Global. It was a manipulation because they realized that the love you give is the kind of experience people experience when they go to the Burj Khalifa or travel first class. So who wants to move first class energy? Nobody. So you realize that your contract with the narcissist ends when you cut them off. The spiritual slavery contract continues when they're still in your life. And in some cases, cutting off completely may not be possible, but you can fully cut off people energetically and deal with them as and when you only want to. But if you're still in the place of hoping that one day they will come to their senses and love you too or see the truth, you are really, really tricking yourself. You are really traumatizing yourself and exposing yourself to more trauma. Because let me put it very bluntly, I have not met a reformed narcissist in my life. I'm yet to meet a reformed narcissist, and I'm 47 years old. I haven't met a reformed narcissist. If anybody has ever met a reformed narcissist, please let me know. Because most narcissists don't reform. Now I do not understand grief, yet I am grieving. Oh, that's rough. Because and let me make a guess here, Ellie. You don't understand grieving because there's a part of you in your body that is dissociated from feeling. So you suppress. Is that what's happening to you, Ellie? Tell me more. They don't think anything is wrong with them, Goddess Life. They don't. I like what you're saying, Goddess Life. Let's invite you in and have a talk here. Let's see what's going on with you. You see, the narcissists are incorrigible. They cannot change unless they really, really want to, unless there's a divine assignment for them. Because you came into the narcissist's life to show them what was possible, whether you were a child or whatnot. Hi, Goddess Life. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for coming on. Tell us, what has been your experience with these narcissists? What happened to you?
I was raised by a narcissistic mother, and it led me to engage in narcissistic relationships because that was normalized to me for someone to mistreat me and make me think that something was wrong with me. And there's a lot of self-doubt in that type of dynamic. There's a lot of pain and trauma. And I heard, I was listening to the lady that was saying that she's grieving, and a lot of times we grieve because we think that we can have a normal relationship with those people, and we can't. And so our hearts feel like, what did we do wrong? Could we have done something better? Maybe I could keep trying. And then I don't want to cut them off, because if I cut them off, then they're not going to talk to me anymore, and I need them to talk to me. I would go through that with my mother, and I would go over and see her, drive all the way from across town to do things for her, and I could never do it right. And then inside of me, thinking it's my mother, then okay, maybe I should do it this other way again. And they will have you twisted in and out, and you won't know whether you coming or going. I thought I had short-term memory because I couldn't remember anything, because they gaslight you so well that you don't even remember the damn day of the week, the hour, or the time. And now that I am out of that, and then it went on to be with a narcissistic husband. And when it got to be abusive, and then I saw him doing the same thing to my child, that's when I woke up and saying, no, you can't do it to my child. And a lot of times we think that we are okay with the abuse. I could just take it. As long as they don't do it to my kids, then everything is all right. But you are your first person to love and care for. And if you don't love and care for yourself first, that shit is going to pass down to your kids. And your kids are going to be taking on the same thing that you are taking on. They're going to let people abuse them because they saw us do it.
Wow. You know, God's life, you just gave me goosebumps. You know why? Do you know why? You want to hear it?
Yes.
You just said, when I saw him beginning to do it to my child, I woke up. Do you know who woke up?
Who?
That was your higher self.
Exactly.
Remembering. And the moment you did that, you know what you did to your bloodline?
I stopped it. I changed the trajectory of the entire generation. And I'm telling you, I reveled, and I say this to everyone on my page constantly, that you have to raise up and stop the cycle. You cannot sit there and wait for Sky Daddy to come and help you. You are the person that you've been waiting on.
Please say that again. Please say that again. You are the what?
You are the person that you've been waiting
I can't hear you, Goddess. Please say it again. Please say it again.
You keep thinking, when is somebody going to come help me? You are the person that has the power, but you have to believe that you have the power. If you think the power lies without, and you'll be waiting and waiting and waiting. And I went to the church, and the church told me, just pray about it. Just pray about it. Don't worry about the small things. God doesn't like divorce. Just don't. And when your life is threatened and someone is telling you just to pray about it, that's when you realize that there is something else that needs to be done, and you have to be your own savior.
Goddess, you are a true goddess. I recognize power when I feel it. And I have to ask you this. Hallelujah, Anne. I have to ask you this before you go. For anyone who is struggling with rage or feeling like I'm alone and I can't find anyone and how do I deal with this and I'm grieving, how did you deal with that? What would you say to them? Because I don't want to be the only one talking. I see your power.
First of all, you got to complete yourself. You need to do the work on yourself. When you do the self-work, you will not feel alone because you are working with yourself. And I say no. And when you become complete, there is no way to be lonely.
Wait. When you become what?
Complete.
Woo!
She said, how do you do that? You invest in yourself. You spend time with yourself. You do things that make you happy. You do not look for other people to do things with you. You need to stand in your mess and realize why you normalize that behavior. Was it a trauma? Was it a childhood thing? You need to go all the way back. You need to heal your inner child. Go back and play with yourself. Enjoy yourself. Right. I went no contact with my mother because I had to. And it was an act.
Say, you went no contact with who?
I went no contact with my mother.
With who?
With my mother.
You know who's done that too?
Tell us about it.
No, look at your screen. Who?
You have to. And what we have to do is begin to understand that family are people too. And if family is hurting you, you put them in that same category that you put your friends in, because you're not going to let your friends hurt you. But why do we challenge ourselves and let ourselves keep letting our family hurt us? Because we are told that we are supposed to. So everything that you are told that you are supposed to do that is not beneficial to you, I encourage let that shit go.
Let that shit
we are programmed to be on the bottom. We are programmed to withstand. We are programmed to take. And if you want to rise up, you're going to have to unlearn all of that and teach yourself how you want to be.
Goddess, before you go, I want to repeat a mantra you just said. I want to say it 7 times with you, but only with your permission. And that mantra is let that shit go. Can we do it together 7 times together? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. You start. I'll follow you.
Let that shit go. Let that shit go. Let that shit go. Let that shit go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it
go.
Let that shit
Let
go.
that shit go.
You have a right to be happy in whatever way you find happiness. If it don't make everybody else happy, let that shit
go. Goddess, I have to tell you, there's no one like me. There's no one like anyone on this live, but I want to say this for you. There's no one like you.
Correct.
No. I mean that. And I'm honoring you. There's no one like you. I see your spirit. I feel the blessings. I feel the lightness spoken by a true spiritual warrior who's been through the darkness. And you're inspiring people here. You see, you're inspiring people here. So before you go, what are your
Let me say, I appreciate you for pulling me in, because it has been my journey to share the same type of information that we are shared today with everyone, because we have not been taught this.
No.
And no one would say anything. Don't say nothing. It's your mama. Don't say
mama.
Nothing. And that is what keeps us being in these cycles over and over again. So I appreciate you for giving me a voice on your page.
You know, the honor is mutual, because without you, there's no me. Without you sharing your empathic nature, there is no me. And I know us empaths are very discerning. And for you to put yourself out there, you knew it.
Yes, we are. I am you and you are me.
Oh.
We are all one.
You know, before you go, this song is for you. This is Gyesie Royal. The light of mine. This is for you. This is for you, Goddess. Shine your light wherever you are today. Shine your light wherever you are today. Come back anytime. We'll be back here on Wednesday, same time. And just keep coming, because this is a community of like-minded people, and we are in the new earth, connecting to others.
Yes, we are.
We're connected to others who made way up.
We don't need one, because we are creating the one that we want, and the one that we deserve, the one that is our birthright.
And who's helping us do that?
Exactly, us.
With support from what's within us.
Exactly. God conscious dwells within. We are of source. We do not wait for source, because we are it.
Oh, Goddess, I'm sending you love wherever you are, and you're welcome here anytime.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
One love.
Bye-bye.
One love. Yeah. You see, this is. You see, you're right, Global. We write the history we know. And grief is love inside, not yet released. You're right. One love. God, everybody give it up for Goddess. That was incredible. You see, she's showing what is possible, which is why these lives are important, because we're lifting each other up, all of us together. And when you're hearing from people who've already walked the walk, because we're all in different levels, right? And not different stages, I should say. Because where you start is not the same way I start. There's no comparing. We all have our unique karma. But it's important, exactly, Goddess Life, it's important that we share to lift each other up. That this is not just about feeling good. This is showing you that transformation is possible. There is an abundance of love, Global. And Goddess, you're getting a lot of thanks on YouTube as well, as from Ellie and a few others. This is really powerful, you see. So this is the story. I mean, let's get some other voices in here. Maybe we get 1 or 2 more, right? This is what it's about. The knock intentionally denied us love. Exactly, Ellie. Do you know why? Because they live in a place of permanent hell. And when you're in hell, there is no love. The knock lives in a place of permanent hatred. The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. I love that global. Ramses, what it is, man?
How you doing?
I'm blessed. Tell us what happened to you, man. What happened to you?
Crazy, because I just actually got moved to tears by this.
Oh, wow. Wow.
It's so crazy that you even requested right after she got
Oh
off.
man. Why are you crying, brother? Tell me. And speak up a little bit.
It's my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, much better. Speak up.
The reason it's tears of joy. It's tears of joy. It's tears of joy because I had just got out of a 2-year narcissistic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the most difficult things because at the time I could not share it with nobody because I did not know how much information would be, I guess, right for me to tell. I didn't know how much I would be violating her information by telling. I felt very isolated in the moment, and at the time, it was one of my lowest points because I was really about to like end my divine assignment.
Wow.
Because,
Whoa. Ramses, we're here for you. I'm holding your hand, brother. You're not alone. Look at me. Look at me. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Look at me. Yeah. Beautiful.
Now I'm sitting here. I was meditating. I meditate every day at 12 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
I got my incense burning and everything, and you end up going live at like 11:59. So I know this is all divine.
It is.
I'm fasting right now too. I'm on a water fast.
Beautiful.
And the goddess who was just on, she really spoke life because that abuse is no joke. Like abuse goes both ways. And she said something so profound. She said that like the moment the abuse or the narcissistic behavior begins to affect like your family members, that is when you like your higher self really wake up. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was some negative actions towards that was being projected to my family because she was going through some negative scenarios with her family. So because she was isolating herself from the family, she was also trying to get me to isolate myself from my family as well.
Yeah.
And one thing that is so interesting, like the one thing that I learned about narcissists is they tell on themselves by everything that they project on you.
That's true.
So everything that they are accusing you of, or everything that they're accusing
please hold the mic up to your mouth. That was much better.
In fact, actually, can you hear me better?
Yeah, much better. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. A narcissist, they always going to tell on themselves by what they're accusing you of. So, I'll also.
Do you know what? I'm gonna interrupt you for a second.
Yes, go ahead.
Respectfully, because everything you're saying, you're not using words, you're using energy. So look at me.
Okay.
You are a strong, vibrational, energetic being, and you have a voice and a purpose, and you're here to spread your light, which is why you had this monitoring spirits on your life for 10, 20, 30 years, Ramses. And you are finally starting to tune in. You're purging yourself, you're fasting, you're burning Palo Santo and incense, which means you are separating yourself from the evil matrix, waking up to your divine matrix. And you don't have to explain to me, because as I look at you, I see it. I see the light in you, my brother.
This is love, bro. This is love.
Why is it a lot? Tell me.
No, this is love, though. I can't tell you how happy this is for me. Like, it's crazy. That lingering, you was talking about it, like the lingering. You was talking about how there was a video that you had. I watch all of your videos. I'm not allowed to skip any of your videos.
Thank you.
Like my soul tribe would tell me, like, if I'm scrolling through TikTok, and I'll scroll past the video, they'd be like, bro, you better go watch it. You were saying how, like, getting rid of lingering forms of narcissism, because their behavior it can be part of your behavior, or you believe that some parts of your behavior is yours, but it's really still a narcissistic attachment. And I had just did probably this whole week has been very spiritual. Probably like 2-3 days ago, I was realizing that I was still starving myself the way that I would when I was still in a relationship. I thought it was just me, but no, there was negative energies still attached. And so I was going through some old stuff, and I was seeing her name still being written stuff in my. It's like I try to get rid of everything on this woman. It's like she's still popping up. And it's so interesting how you are so on point. I just really came out here to express how grateful I am for you. Like you have.
Ramses. You know your name. The first two letters of your name spell Ra. Who is Ra? Who is Ra?
The sun god.
Who are you?
I am the son of Ra.
So if you're the son of Ra, what does that make you?
I am limitless energy.
Say that again.
I am limitless energy.
I can't hear you, Ramses.
I am limitless energy.
I don't believe you yet. I can't hear.
I am 1000% limitless energy.
I'm not feeling you, Ra.
I promise you.
So say it like you mean it. Who are you?
Efficient energy.
One more time.
I am efficient energy.
Now I believe you.
I am limitless energy. I am a source of creation that does not need any other outside energy to live. And that's why I attract positive and negative energies.
Because of your light. Because of your light. Everybody wants it. They know it. They know it.
But it's so interesting because I will attract negative energies, but my light will scare their demons.
Of course.
So they would hate me for the light that they're attracted to.
Of course. And you're like, what? You're like, what's wrong with me? When you didn't know, you're like, what's just something? No, there's nothing wrong with you.
There was never nothing wrong.
No, because you're like, you know why?
Why?
You exude kindness, Ra. And kindness is what makes an empath an empath. Oh, you got it. And kindness comes from where?
Within.
That's the divine nature that you embody, that everyone here embodies. Kindness. It's very difficult, nearly impossible to be kind on this plane, this terra firma.
Yes.
And to be kind is proof that you are not of this world and have overcome the world. And that the final lesson was Madame Narcissist. She just came to prove to you. And the reason why you're still having these flashes are, look here, my son Ra, there's still some imprints. You got to get it out. That's all it is. So I'm here to affirm for you that you are on the right path, my dear brother.
Thank you so much.
And you're welcome here anytime. You're welcome here anytime. Anytime. If you want to have a longer chat, just book a free session on my website, innermileage.com, and we can talk for free. But even not, just keep coming back here, because there's some really awakened people who show up. There's some incredible folks here, Dawn Marie and others, and we support each other, right?
Yes,
you see, she's saying she wasted 22 years, Dawn Marie, and you have the gift of waking up now. You see, so you know what? You know, now that we are on this dharmic contract, you know you have to fulfill your purpose, right, Ramses?
Yeah.
I'm pointing at you.
They've been on me about that.
You got it. That's exactly who I'm speaking about.
Yeah.
So stop playing small and just trust. Trust in the unknown. Trust in the unknown, because all the presents are in the present, not the past, not the future. If you want to predict what your future looks like, look at exactly what you're doing right now. Right now, what are you doing?
I am creating music.
Exactly. And what are you talking about right now?
Healing from narcissistic.
So what kind of future? What kind of future are you predicting for yourself?
I'm going to be helping people.
Thank you. You said it. You just cast a positive spell in your life. That's the business we're in now. You see what I'm saying?
Sir.
I just want to send you much love. But before you go, what's your final comment? How are you feeling?
My final comment, I would say that to anyone who believes you are not strong enough to get through it, you simply haven't met your true self yet. You have so much limitless energy within you. We are all star seeds. We are all the children of Ra. We are all come from a limitless source of energy. So tap into that. I promise you, things get better. 2 years, 22 years, 30 years, 5. It does not matter.
Exactly. You know, you just said it like a true prophet. And I'm sending you love wherever you are. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Anytime you see us on TikTok, just come on in. I'll just reach out if I can be of extra help. Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes,
all right.
Sir.
Shine your light, brother. Shine your light. One love.
Thank you.
Peace.
One love.
Yeah. So something is different today. Thank you for that love, Amanda. I really appreciate it. Right? Yeah, it must be this retrograde that we ended. That the new earth is really here. You see? Now I say one love. Dawn Marie. Oh, that's beautiful. Spicy Nurse. Spirit 333. Nurse Chanty. This is a lot of comments. I can't keep up. But retrograde. Don't be afraid to succeed. Well said. Alexandra. Sending him hugs. Ellie Wynn. Those were tears of love. Exactly. The Happy Prince by Oxford Wow. This is what it is. That we are here to lift each other up. And the external world you manifest is based on the internal world. I was affected too, Dawn Marie. All of us. This is good. This is powerful. So we're realizing that whatever we manifest within is what we manifest without. And as long as we are manifesting the connection with the narcissist, new narcissists will find us. You see, the devil flees when you become disinterested. Let me say it again. The devil flees when you become disinterested in it. Because the devil thrives on reaction and chaos. But the moment you become uninterested, non-reactive. I will say it again, Spirit 333. The devil flees when you become uninterested. It means that all the trickery doesn't work anymore. The anxiety, the fear, the chaos, the triggering doesn't. You see? And I say, book time on my site, or I can call you in if you want to tell us what's going on with you real quick. We can hear about what you're dealing with. And I say, so remember, Amira. The devil flees when you become uninterested. Amira, what happened to you? I want to hear. Let's invite you in, Amira. Maybe you want to tell us. What was the deal? How did you flee? First of all, congratulations for fleeing, because that's what it is. It's a flight, right? You escape narcissistic abuse. You don't just leave, right? Or they discard you. So how did you do it, right? This is what happens. You see, this is what happens. So remember, again, relationships are your choice, but at this level of the game, you have to ask yourself, are the relationships around you bringing you love or hate? Because if a relationship is supposed to be loving but doesn't feel like love, then it's not love. Spicy Nurse, when you finally awake, unfortunately, my mom is very narcissistic. I'm so sorry, Spicy Nurse. Do you want to talk about this? Maybe we'll get you in here. Okay, Amira, come on in. Just invite yourself, or I can invite you. How do I? Let's see if I can find you. Amira, where are you? We can hear what's going on with you. Or just invite yourself in and we can just start talking. You see? Where are you? I don't see you, Amira. So maybe okay, next time. That's all good. All good. So this is what it is, right? That as long as you have portals connected to the narcissist, then the narcissist or the confusion continues. Am I okay? Am I okay? I'm grieving. Why am I alone? Why do I feel good? Why do I feel bad? But the reality is you're not supposed to maintain this narcissistic relationship. Why would you continue a relationship with a devil who's shown themselves that they only have one agenda, which is to kill and destroy you? Unless you're a glutton for punishment. Because a relationship that is not love has no business being around you. Hi, Sean. How you doing? Hey, Sean.
Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Requesting just to tell you thank you for all your help.
Thank you, Sean.
I'm going into month 2.
Right.
Leaving my husband. I got to start divorce proceedings.
Whoa.
And I went back to get some mail, and he's playing victim. He's telling everybody he doesn't know why I left. And I don't take care. I haven't even watched the cameras at the house since I left. I moved into another new construction. I feel really good. I just want to thank you because it's a lot of people.
Hello, Sean. Are you there, Sean? Who lost?
Confusion and
yeah, go ahead, Sean. I missed what you said. You got cut off a little bit, Sean. Can you repeat it again?
I said I left my husband last month.
Yeah, congrats.
And it's been the best freedom ever. I was married for 9 years.
Wow.
I was the superwoman with 6 children.
Whoa.
Military, retired, combat medic, war veteran.
Whoa.
And he was in the military also.
Mm-hmm.
But he made me feel like he tried to change the narrative. And I was fighting it the whole time. And I'm like, people know me. Like, you can't make me think this or think that. I was like, you can't put your insecurities on me. You can't put your limitations on me. So I fought him the whole time, but I was getting sick. And I had to realize this is not me when I looked in the mirror. I had to change. And then within the relationship, when we got on the road together after we retired from the military to drive cross country, FedEx Custom Critical, in a truck with a shower and a toilet, making $25,000 a month. He was not happy.
Yikes.
So then I realized then, it's just us, no kids, we're retired, and you're still going to act up on the road. We got back home. His car got repossessed. I don't know how you get repossessed when you have a military retirement and you got benefits coming in. And he blamed it on me because he didn't have access to my money. So then I realized it's all a game. It's all a game. He told me, they woke us up at 4 a.m. You know when they come to get your car, Rico.
Yeah.
I know that now, but I didn't know that then.
Yeah.
I thought someone was selling my Cadillac, and he's like, "Oh, well, they're taking my truck." I'm looking at him like, "So you knew you had to be 3 months behind before they take it?"
Yeah.
3 months. So you couldn't tell me then?
Wow.
No. Then he said I didn't hug him and tell him it was going to be all right.
Yeah. Do you know what this is proving?
What?
It's proving that throughout the marriage, he was dysregulated and you're the one who was regulating it. In other words, he was stealing and siphoning your energy throughout the whole marriage. But you had an inner wisdom that protected you and kept you smart, which is why you kept your money separate. You see what I'm saying? Are you there? Oh, we lost.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sean. What I'm saying is he used you to regulate himself. He was totally dysregulated the whole time.
I realized that.
Yeah.
I realized that at the end.
Yeah.
And I had to warn the relationship while I was in it.
Well, because there's something in your voice. I felt the emotion. You hide it well, but I also feel the spirits of the ancestors that are guiding and protecting you. Those who couldn't do what you've done.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard me. You heard me. You heard me, Sean. Those who couldn't do it. Those who almost did but couldn't. You did the impossible, which is why you found your salvation. And your best life is just about to begin, Sean. Because you are now free from being superwoman. You can just be in your soft girl era.
Right.
You are done with obligation. Of course, you're going to care for your children. But what he did was he used you, your energy, to care for himself because he didn't have that care and feeding when he was growing up. So it was your fault. You see the game?
Yeah.
And you were marked by some demons who raised you. That's why you attracted him. Am I going too far?
No, you're telling the truth. You're telling the truth.
So this is what happens. And you know what? I'm hearing your voice, and I'm hearing the voice of a person liberated. And I'm celebrating you here in Seattle. I really am. And come back anytime, or if you want a free session with me, just book a free session on my site. But you don't even need it. I can tell that you are really on the way. You figured it out. You're cracking this code. There's a lot of strength, and there's a lot of strength. And what would you say before I let you go, Sean, to anyone who's struggling?
Move.
Can you say that again?
Move. Don't stay.
Don't stay. Move.
Reach out for help if you need it.
Exactly.
If you have someone on your side, Because people see, like my children, my adult children are telling me now, like, I didn't know what was wrong. I thought maybe because, you know, when we were teenagers and you wanted to be in we wanted us to have a 2-parent home and blah, blah, blah. But everybody saw it.
They did.
But me.
They did. Well, you see, you know why you didn't see it?
Why?
Because if you saw it then, you would have lost your mind. Do you know what it's like to realize that your loved ones are demons?
It's so, what's the word? And first of all, it's unbelievable. But then when you really see it manifest, and I studied him the last 2 years, it was like, this is really real.
It's no joke.
He really exists, and there's a spirit there, and he is empty. He has nothing.
Totally.
And then, you know, just to think he can't, he always said, do you have some kind of magical powers? I was like, what are you talking about?
Yes, you do. He was talking about those ancestors. He felt it because that was a spiritual question, not a regular question he asked you. He knew, because these demons know. And, you know, it's very clear that you have a lot of calling on your life, Sean, which is why you've been protected this whole time. And I just want to say that whatever your calling is, whether it's to motivate people or write a book, do it, because your experience will save lives. Your experiences will save lives. And you didn't go through this experience just to be quiet about it, right? Your testimony, your sharing, your witnessing. This is what makes the difference. And this is how you begin to really, I can tell you've called back your power, but this is how you continue to call in your power. And I pray that this divorce goes well, where you have strong boundaries, you remain smart, and you never react. Never react.
And that throws them off.
It throws them off. It throws them off. It throws them. You know why it throws them off?
What?
Because you see the difference between the intelligence and an empath, between the intelligence of an empath and a narcissist. An empath doesn't need to know. Whereas the narcissist has to trigger you to get a reaction to know.
Right.
So he's going to try to be nice or very nasty. All of it is designed for one thing and one thing only, to get you to react out of character.
It is.
No reaction. No reaction.
And no more, because, you know, I can't. I just know he's not even worth it. He's not even.
You said it. Do you know the meaning of that comment you just said? He's not even worth it.
What's that?
I found my worth.
Ooh.
Woo! Did you hear me?
I heard you.
You felt it too, didn't you?
Yes.
So this is the story, because once you find your worth, you're not going to put yourself in situations that make you feel unworthy. Just in the same way, once you find self-love, you're not going to be in any scenario that doesn't feel like love. If somebody tells you they love you, but it doesn't feel like love, you're not hanging around.
Right.
This is if somebody says we value you, but they don't treat you like they value you, you're not sticking around, because you found your
word.
Oh.
And he needed me to tell him that I loved him all the time. And I was like, love is an action. Why do you need me to just tell you all the time?
That's you see, you just told me, you just proved he used you to regulate himself.
That's what
because he has no regulation in his nervous system, Sean. It was you the whole time.
Wow.
You see? I see what has just happened to you. You just cracked some historical codes. So, Sean, I really enjoy this. You're welcome anytime, or just if you want to talk some more, just book a free session. But before you go, final words. What do you want to share with the people who are going through it or have just come out of it?
Keep listening to inner knowledge. I mean, I work a lot, I do different things, but when I get on TikTok, I'm not a social media person. I get on TikTok for informational, gardening, and psychology. And when I went across your page, it was just your spirit. I think I started watching when you had your sons who were outside somewhere.
Oh,
and I love Seattle.
That's right.
I love going up the coast of California, and just the view just reminded me of being there.
Oh.
And it just was so peaceful in the words she was saying. I was like, oh, gee, like, where did he
learning that, and he's right on point. And I just kept listening. I had to understand exactly what you were saying about being an empath, and I really didn't realize it until the words you said were so simple and it made so much sense.
That's right.
And I just released it and let it go because I knew that I've done everything that I was supposed to do. And this person's not changed, does not want to change, misunderstanding on purpose. This is not from God. This is from the pits of hell.
And you said it. It's a dark principality, and it only came to you to monitor you because you have a calling. And Sean, you're incredible. I can tell. You have a wonderful spirit, and you're welcome back anytime. And I'm just sending you good energy wherever you are. Yes?
Thank you.
One love, one love. Thank you so much,
One
Sean.
love. Thank
Peace,
you.
peace, 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 peace. Woo! So this is the message, you see? This is the message. This is the message. By the way, this song by Jessie Royal is my 4-year-old daughter's favorite song, and she's an indigo child. This is Jessie Royal. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter if you're surrounded by darkness, just know that the empathy within you is light. Peace in this broader sense is a state of tranquility and harmony. That's exactly it. I just want to send you happiness, joy, peace, and healing wherever you are. And remember, when you find self-love, no narcissist can hate you anymore. When you find self-love and self-worth, no narcissist can reach you. I am an indigo. I love that, Evie from Pierre. This is what it is. So remember, this little light of yours, let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. This light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Jessie Royal, shine your light. Glamby Candy, one love always. One love, peace and light and happiness. Shine your light, be happy. And free yourself from everything that holds you back. And everything that is in your life that is loving will feel like love. If it doesn't feel like love, it ain't love. And we are now in the love frequency. Love only. Love only. We don't hate anybody. We love those who don't even love us. But we have access only for those who love and reciprocate with love. You hear me? One love always. Thank you so much. Much gratitude. Let's keep lifting each other up. Yes? One love. See you on Wednesday. And if I can be of help, just reach out, book a free session on my website, innermileage.com. One love, one love, one love, one love, one love, one love. Peace and light. One love.